Distracto Patrona.
No, I gotta tell you, I would like to go back to the beginning a little bit. You met through mutual friends?
Yeah, we met through Milana Snow. I do spiritual work, so we did an energy healing together, Milana and me. And after the session, she was like, the only other time I've felt these kind of energies is Shaman Durek. You two have to meet. And so we came to his house for lunch, and I walked in the door and I looked at him and I saw into his eyes and I was like, I know you already. And he's like, oh, we were meant to meet way before we were born.
Wait, now, okay, even though he's a shaman, and I respect that he has generations of shaman before him and his family, did you think, are you coming on to me?
No, so the thing was, I was like, oh, God, another LA man, you know?
Did you? I'm happy you said that, because as sincere as I know you are, I would have thought he is rolling out a lie, a good one,
No, so
but
I was like rolling my eyes internally, because I'm very polite, you know, I'm a princess, so I'm very polite, so I was like, oh, God.
Did you sense her reaction?
I don't even remember saying that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because what happened was when she walked in the door, I just looked into her eyes and I saw an image of another lifetime that we were together. I saw myself sitting on a throne in Egypt, and she was next to me, and I heard her voice say to me, I found you. So I was in shock. So this thing just came out of my mouth, and she kept telling me for years that you said this, and I didn't even remember saying it.
Okay, I am so envious because my husband literally said, let's go for pizza. This is your first joint interview on American television.
That's
Correct.
Some of the criticism, I don't like calling it criticism, because what is there to criticize if they're not in your life? But some of the harsh words have been escalating to the point of death threats. Shaman Durek, where do you believe the aggression is coming from about your bond?
You know, going into her life, being a person of dark skin, a person who represents the melanated skin tone, being a shaman, a lot of people don't like the idea, and a lot of the messages I would get from people around the world would be they didn't want us together, and it came from both sides. Really? And she said to me, she said, you know, if you don't want to be in this, we can leave. I'm okay. This is the life of a royal. Anyone who comes into my life and my family, this is what they go through. And I looked in her eyes and she was crying, and I said, I will go through the fire with you. I will go through the ice with you. I will go through anything that's thrown at us, because our love can withstand anything. And I think it's about educating people and helping people understand interracial relationships and how we are bringing understanding that fear is the big issue of why racism and all these things continue. And we have to move past those things so that we can evolve as a species.
Some of this, Princess, you wrote about in a post, and you said racism is not just the obvious. It is in the way people shy away from Durek, how friends assume he lies about everything, that he is evil for being kind. It supports the belief system already in place about him. That is racism. You called it racism. Is it also classism, in that you are this princess, people see wealth, they see glamour, and with a shaman, his spirituality is his value, is his money, not what's in the bank?
I have been brought up in white privilege, you know, like, and I didn't know. Like, I wasn't aware. So being with Durek has opened my eyes to so many new things. It's changed my world perspective. And it's opened my eyes to seeing that, you know, white people don't decide what racism is. And I think we have to start listening. And for me, it's talking about what is true to us and how we can move through it with love.
Did you have to cut people out of your life?
There has been, yes, some.
You don't want to answer that?
I just did.
Barely. Barely. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shocking situation of what happens in those kind of
I don't know if people are
wakes.
Hello,
And
Force.
it's just
I have noticed.
And I have to, again, work through my things and release and forgive and continue loving this beautiful, amazing man that I found on this planet. I'm so happy that he's here.
When you know that she's had to remove some people from her life, clearly not a decision she wanted to make, how did that make you feel, knowing that you've gained love, but in the process, it may have injured relationships outside of tabloid writers who don't know you, but people in your life?
I think it's quite unfortunate that Princess Märtha had to, relinquish a lot of her friends. But I think it's best that we surround ourselves with people who are operating from a place of love and intention of love for us. And what was unfortunate for her was when you bring a person who is coming from melanated into lighter skin, we see things differently because we have grown up in a family. I grew up in a family where my father pointed out every single form of disrespect, racism, taught me etiquette, taught me how to be a certain way. So when I came into her life, I pointed every single thing out that was not okay. And I think that's what happens when you go into her life, because she's taught to obey the rules, follow the rules, do as she says, sit at the table, be this way, walk this way, wave this way.
She told me to walk this way. Furious with on pronoun Matt, Aldrich, XD, Adriel Map, Born to Puff, Hound Dog, and Key.